This is Tom Tresser with the Civic Lab and the TIF Illumination Project, sharing a presentation about our work for our good friends in Louisville. So, and it's June 11th, 2021. The TIF Illumination Project has been in the field for 8 years, and we've done over 180 public meetings all over the Midwest. And these are some images of folks coming out to these meetings in every community and every demographic you can imagine, about 13,000 people. And which is remarkable since the Civic Lab is a tiny little nonprofit with barely a budget and no paid staff. We're working with activist groups in multiple cities right now. Equitable Detroit and the Detroit People's Platform is one that we're very proud of. It's a citywide group of really aggressive and accomplished organizers. And they're looking at the entire city budget of Detroit for racial justice and equity, economic justice, up to their mayoral elections, which are happening this fall. We're also working with Latino groups in Berwyn and Cicero, a multiracial group in Homewood, Illinois, a group of insurgent activists in Evanston, Illinois, and a multiracial group of activists in the south suburbs of Chicago who call themselves Save Our Southlands, SOS. And we're doing meetings for all of them. But over the years, we've met many amazing people, just like you guys. And I'm going to share this like a 1-minute video made a few years ago with the amazing Mrs. Doris Brooks from the 21st Ward.
Hi, I'm Doris Brooks. I'm a mother, a wife, a homeowner, a business owner, and a local school council member. I live in the 21st Ward. As you can see behind me, the 21st Ward is being used as a dumping ground. Not just what you see behind me, but all over the 21st Ward. TIF money has been sucked out of this community in the tune of $33 million. I am so sick of being on the losing end of the stick. I'm running for alderman of the 21st Ward. It's time to illuminate. Hi, I'm Doris.
So you guys saw that one all right?
Yeah, it came in loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that's just the flavor of some of the neighbors we've met over the city. As you can see, Doris came to one of our meetings, the kind of meeting that we're talking about potentially putting on for you guys. She got so angry, she actually ran for office. The link below that, you can see there are short testimonies from quite a few other citizen volunteers. You see Marjorie, Maureen, and Don, and there's I think 1 or 2 others. Anyway, if you're interested in that, I will put those links in the chat, and you can certainly look at them whenever you want. So this is the kind of overview that we give. This is the situation in Chicago, where you can see all those little colored squares are TIF districts. And almost a third of all of our city is in a TIF district. And across the county of Cook, you can see they're all over the place for a total of 444 TIF districts in our county, 140 of them being just in the city limits. And you can say, well, okay, that's interesting. What does that mean? Well, like the Frankenstein Monster, I don't know if you guys like horror movies. I'm a big fan of horror movies. The scientist creates a monster and says, don't worry, I got it controlled. It will serve me. And then guess what? He bursts his chains. He breaks the scientist's neck and he runs around and he sets the village on fire. That's kind of what's happened here. So in Chicago, there's 140 TIF districts, as I mentioned. And in 2019, they stole $684 million in property taxes. And since TIFs came to Chicago many years ago, they took $9 billion off the table in all the years since then to now. And again, keeping with my horror movie, Mr. Godzilla, he runs into the city and he moves around. His tail moves and he trashes a school. or it takes down City Hall. Well, the biggest thing that we do with this research is to reveal how much money is actually sitting in the TIF accounts of the place we're looking at. And that's always new information. The people from different communities where we go have never heard this before. And then for Chicago, which, as I say, we do this routine every year. For the latest year that we've got the numbers, which is the end of 2019, there was 1.8 billion sitting in the TIF funds here in the city of Chicago. And that's hard to stomach because like many places across the world, we got hit hard with COVID, especially in Black and brown communities where folks are dying 2 to 3 times over the white communities. And there is not, we think, an adequate response. So what's up with that, with all this money sitting close to home? Now, we make the point that when $1 of property tax goes missing, it's something that we should note. There are losers in the TIF game. And in Chicago, for every $1 of property tax that is collected, it's supposed to be spent like this. And it probably looks something like that in Louisville, I'm guessing, with the most of the property tax dollar is supposed to go to the public schools. That's why we say TIFs, TIFS, stands for taking it from schools. And again, in Chicago, most of the children in our public schools are Black or brown. So this becomes now a racial justice issue. You can get your own copy of the 2019 TIF report by going to this link. And again, we'll put all this in the chat for you. Now, over time, it's not just Chicago that has this issue, but it's all over the state of Illinois. So in Illinois, you've got 580 municipalities with 1,397 TIF districts that have taken a total of $23 billion with a total of 1.8 billion lifted in TIFs from across the whole state in the last year that we have the records for. So the question is what's going on in Kentucky? Is this same picture? Can you have the same sort of picture? Can people easily understand what's going on in the city of Louisville or the county that you're in or the whole state? Is this information at hand for you, and should it be? Now, almost $24 billion taken off the table in the state of Illinois since they came here. Now, for the whole country, we wish we could tell you, a simple number, which would be staggering, but we only have an estimation. So this is something to think about. Why isn't there a place to go somewhere in America to look at all the TIFs in the country? I mean, goodness knows the government counts things and private foundations count things and academic institutions, study things out the yin yang. But why can't we know this? I think there's a reason for it. But our own estimation is that there may be 20,000 TIF districts across America, 49 states, stealing $40 billion in property taxes each and every year. And that would mean that America's public schools are being robbed of $20 billion each and every year. Yeah, it's enough to make you cry. We've been on the news lately, and these links are here in the presentation, and I'm gonna upload this presentation into the chat for you in a minute. All right, that is the end of my